What I value most about the tralac conference is it's always very stimulating debate that is there on certain key issues in the regional integration agenda. I was privileged to have been a tralac researcher in the past 3 years until last year. So I took part in generating some of the research and actually disseminating it through this conference. So it's nice to be back now as a participant, still working in the trade arena, but now as a participant, and good to really see this stimulating debate really still being central to what tralac is doing, the cutting edge research that is coming out on key issues. So what I've particularly liked is the work on the continental integration, the CFTA, to gain insights into where that is at the moment and where the continent is heading, and to see that tralac is still contributing as much to that process, which is extremely important for the continent. And then also because we're meeting at a point where the world is going through all these seismic shifts, nationalism, all the threats to integration, I think it's really an opportune time to reflect. And it's been interesting to gain some insights into the Brexit, for example, some of the legal technicalities of that, and what countries have to be focusing on, even as the Brexit process has now started. Yes, certainly I think they are important for follow-up research. There's one aspect that was mentioned, for example, that the CFTA will be concluded by December. The negotiations will be completed by December. And then on the timeline, there's still the view or the hope to move on to a customs union. And I think given the different configurations of regional and global value chains, it would be interesting and important to look into the practicality of actually going into this customs union. How practical will it be, first of all, given the different configurations of the RECs? And then also, what value does it actually bring in addition to the CFTA? So I think that's one area which will need more research. But also on the Brexit, now that the UK has triggered its Brexit, certainly there's that issue of how African countries would trade, for example, with the UK, and would continue to trade with the EU. There is the EPA process that was there before. So what are the implications? And I think it was also highlighted during the presentations today that this thinking has to start actually right now. The EU still remains an important market for most African countries. And then thirdly, still on the continental integration, we've been told that the consolidation of RECs, that actual frame hasn't been very clear even within the African Union Commission. And we're only going to get a clearer picture, I think, in June. So I think it would be good to step back and look how far the RECs have actually consolidated and how they would actually form building blocks for the continental integration agenda.